I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Hello. Is everybody here? Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, why ever you're doing it. Hey, you just enjoy it, because I was enjoying my sleep there. Wow. How you doing? I got no excuse. I sat down. Oh, what time? Everything's still out of focus. That's how asleep I was. Yeah. Okay, it's 10:23 here now. Oh my God, it's 10:23. Sorry everybody. The fact that 178 of you were so stuck around for me being asleep, I appreciate your faith in me that I would eventually get here, even though this is clearly the latest I've ever been. Yeah, I sat down just after 7, so it was just about a little over 3 hours ago. I sat down on the bed. First big mistake. Sat down on the bed to scroll through the menus of local restaurants to order something for dinner. Then I woke up. That was it. I sat down on the bed looking for something for dinner, and then I woke up 3 hours later. Oh wait, this hat's on all ski wumpus. All right, ski wumpus. That's a word we need to use more. All right. Wow. Still not as late as the nose. That's because I showed up. At least I showed up today. That's what I get to say. Yeah, no, there was no dinner. I slept clean through that. Yeah, like I said, I literally sat down on the bed, and we have a thing here called Coupang Eats. It's kind of like Uber Eats, but it's just it's an application that has all of the it's kind of essentially exactly the same as Uber Eats. You know, all the different restaurants have their menus and whatnot, and you order them, and they bring them to you. I just sat down and started scrolling through that, and I woke up 3 hours later. That's it. No excuse. That's just what happened. Sorry about that. Oh, it's not too late to order now, but it's too late to eat. Sorry, like 10:30 at night. So instead, I think I'll have a drink. For the last 2 weeks, my blood alcohol content has just been dangerously low. Much to everyone's, to contradict what everyone seems to think and believe. I did not drink very much at all this entire vacation. Not too much at Anime Matsuri. The first night, again, I talked about this a little bit more. Now that 3 weeks have gone by, 2 weeks have gone by, my memory's starting to get a little bit hazy. But the first night, Hayden and we had some drinks till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Not a lot, just like 2 or 3. Because I got there about 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3. Now the next night, so that would have been Wednesday night, Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night was the drink night. Had a bunch of drinks at the bar with Hayden and Kurt. Then had some more drinks at a restaurant with Kurt and Hayden. And then I fell on my ass because I dropped my napkin, and the bar had like this little lip under it, and I was holding onto the lip of the bar to reach backwards and get the napkin, and then my finger slipped, and of course I couldn't just fall on my ass. I've got to fall on my ass against the table, against the chair, which slides the chair back. It doesn't knock the chair over, it just slid it back. And of course the whole bar's looking at me like you drunken mess. And I wasn't drunk, I was just off balance. And then of course, to convince everyone that I was not drunk off my ass, once I did pick up my napkin, I stood up and promptly dropped my napkin again. we got the napkin the second time without incident. But yeah, and then after So drinking at the bar with Kurt and Hayden, at the restaurant drinking with Kurt and Hayden. Then we met up with Nick, and Nick, Hayden, and I, we drank in my room till really late at night. So that when Thursday night was the drinking night. Friday night there's some drinks with Hayden, Nick, Camelot, Lofty Pixels, Cecil, Christy Mayer, what'd you say Christy for? Christy Mayer and Lady Rackets and everyone's significant others. But that was only a few drinks. So that was like 2 or 3 drinks at a bar. And that was kind of it. And I think we had another after Hayden, Flux, Chandler, and I. We went to watch some titties. We went and watching some nerd titties. I can't remember if we had drinks after or not. Because Chandler and Flux, they took off early in mid time during the halftime break of the titty show, because they started pulling fat drunk guys out of the audience and making them strip, which was not cool. Hayden and I almost left, but good thing we stuck around, because the second half titties were really good. Yeah, that's what we did. Flux, what's up, Flux? Hey, Flux is here. Yes, absolutely, nerd titties. Yeah, they were nice. It was the Nerdlesque show and it was the burlesque dancers. They were dressed up as anime characters, and then they would become undressed anime characters, where you really couldn't tell what anime characters they were, because they weren't wearing much by the end. So yeah, and after that, I mean, I got this cold too. Now the cold is gone. This is just you've been awake now 10 minutes. This is you've been awake 10 minutes voice. Dragon's Treasure. We all saw Dragon's Treasure. T-Man, we saw him there. He had his booth hawking his wares, selling his teas and coffee. And if you saw my Twitter earlier today, we'll get to the travel if you haven't been following that. But it took me 34 hours to get home. On the outside, it was a 21-hour trip. It took me 34 hours to get home. I got home about 5:30 this morning. Played with the dogs for a bit. You can hear Yoda hyperventilating here in the background. Played with the dogs for a bit, and then I had to go to work like 2 hours later. And I worked a full 10-hour day today. Just a few minutes after I got home from a 34-hour trip. The Dragon's Treasure.com will save your life. Not only does he have great teas, 60 different teas at least every month, whether you want them tea bagged, whether you want them loose leaf, whatever. TheDragonsTreasure.com is your place. But he's also recently started selling coffee. He has 2 different kinds of coffee. One of them is Dio, and the other is what's the name of the other one? T-Man is like Demon's Revenge or something like that. I can't think of the name. It's off the top of my head. It's on my kitchen table, because I bought both of them because I wanted to check them both out. So today, essentially all day long, I made like a 1-liter thermos of coffee, and I just kind of nursed that every chance I got today. So it's Dio. Dio was the tea I had today. Great medium bodied tea. It kept me alive today. That was great. It was like Demon something or other. T-Man, where is he? Oh, Demon's Extract. That's what it was. Yeah, Demon's Extract. That I was gonna say that's correct. Of course, it's correct. It's your fucking tea, not mine. I mean, your coffee, not mine. Yeah, Demon's Extract. That'll probably be tomorrow's coffee. We didn't go to a separate strip club. We went to the Anime Matsuri sponsored strip club, the Nerdlesque show. But yeah, so DragonsTreasure.com. Go there for all your tea and coffee needs. Listen, the teas, they're loose leaf, or if you want the T-Man to tea bag you, he'll do that as well. Get them all, and use code VICES. Use code VICES, because that gets you 10% off every order. TheDragonsTreasure.com. Cannot hype it enough. Again, right here, I've got candy apple tea right here next to me. So I don't bullshit about this. I will not put my name on anything that I have not personally tried before. I love his teas. And now the coffees are really good too. So there you go. TheDragon'sTreasure.com, #Vices gets you 10% off. So that's a win-win-win. He gets a sale, you get 10% off, and I get a 5% kickback that I can use to buy more tea and now some more coffee. So I had to be awake on Sunday morning. So Saturday did not drink a lot. Whatever night we had the giant dinner with, that would have probably been Saturday. We had a giant dinner. No, God. Seriously, Anime Matsuri is such an absolute blur in my head that if I were to sit down, I would literally have to go there and like kind of map out what happened. Thursday night was everybody. Maybe Thursday night was the drink night out too. I can't remember. But Friday was the dinner. Friday night was the dinner. Yeah. Okay. Friday night was dinner before titties. That's right. 9 people at a table in this Saltgrass restaurant. There was 9 people at the table, and then Drex came in and with Danielle, with Maud Danielle, and a couple of other people. So there's like 9 of us at the table, and then 3 more. But it was loud AF. It was loud to the point where I reached my critical social mass, and I had to pull the ripcord and bail because there was just way too much going on. It was so loud. Everybody's yelling over each other, trying to be heard. And yeah, it was a dinner, and it's like sad because I had this great steak for, I mean, it was like $90 for the steak and a couple of drinks. I drank 1 cocktail, a spicy Moscow Mule to start with, and then the food came, and it was just so loud, and there was so much of this outside stimulus that I had like 3 bites of this steak, and I didn't taste it. It was just like it tasted like nothing. It didn't taste bad, didn't taste good. It just sort of tasted like cardboard because I was just way overstimulated. And I ordered a spicy margarita. I drank probably about 1/3 of it, and that's when I said I got to get out of here. So I pulled the ripcord and bailed. And from what I understand, Jess Waifu Kron, she finished the cocktail. Then the next night, so that was like Friday night, I had 1 drink. Like literally 1 cocktail. Saturday was the same thing. Saturday is when the jet lag hit, and it hit hard because I'd been going with 1 hour sleep, 2 hours sleep for the previous few nights, and because I have a huge FOMO thing. Plus I'd done the it was about 23 hours to get from my house to Houston. So I had the travel, I had the time difference plus no sleep. And Saturday is when that jet lag crushed me bad. Because we went to a Mexican restaurant, Papacitas, I think it was called. It was attached to the hotel. I can't even remember who was there. It was me. I'd have to go around the booth. Me, Chandler, Remington, Flux, Supermod Danielle, who's so funny. We love Danielle, and Hayden, I believe that was it. I can't think of anybody else that was there. Again, ordered some great taco dish thing, had another margarita, and I was so tired I literally fell asleep at the table eating. I fell asleep twice while I was eating. And that's when I said, I gotta go. Danielle. Hey, what's up, girl? Danielle in the house. Yeah, it's I fell asleep. I twice in the middle. We have to rectify something here right now. I can't call Danielle Supermod Danielle without actually making her a supermod. Danielle's my newest mod. Thanks, guys. Whether you want it or not, Danielle, you're the newest mod. How you've not been a mod? What's wrong with me? But yes, Supermod Danielle is now my supermod. Yeah, yeah. The restaurant was crowded. It was packed. It was full of people. The previous night restaurant. It was previous. The previous night's restaurant was so loud. Plus, we had this table of 9 people, all wanting to be heard over each other. So everybody at the table was loud. And Drex is not known for being the quietest person ever. No, Rose, Danielle is a mod here, Jeff, and because I just made her one. You may have just seen the announcement. She just got made a mod. So yeah, she literally just got made a mod. This Danielle that just got made a mod is a mod. So yeah. So there you go. Whether she wants it or not, she's now a super mod here. Welcome aboard, Danielle. And yeah, Drex is not known for being quiet. Jeff. And it's like he's yelling Jeff over the entire restaurant full of people, right, with 9 people here at the table. And I hope Danielle doesn't mind me saying this. Danielle is a tiny little thing. Like Chandler and Danielle are tiny girls. And Drex is not a tiny man. And him shouting over everybody, Danielle just kind of looked like she wanted to die. Who is Danielle? Danielle is our newest mod. Danielle is a super mod. She's Legal Mindset. Andrew's a super mod. I think she might have been. Are you his first mod, Danielle? Yeah, so now, yes, there's a different Danielle. So we have 2 Danielle mods. That's why when she was first introduced to me, I mean, she may have thought I was nuts because I'm like, oh, I didn't recognize you because I was kind of semi liquored up, but then I went, oh, wait a minute, that's not my Danielle, that's Andrew's Danielle. But anyway, yeah, so now there's 2 Danielle mods. Yeah, she's just main mod. But yeah, Danielle, she's just like this tiny little thing, and Drex being the anti-tiny thing was just towering over her and shouting at everybody at the table. She was just like, it just looked like, please kill me now. So that was kind of fun. All right, let's see here. We're like way behind. We've only been doing this 18 minutes. Why does it feel like I've been talking for an hour and a half? I was just saying we're like way behind whatever we're doing. So anyway, that was it. I fell asleep eating my food Saturday at dinner twice. And I was like, sorry, guys. And I was like literally doing this for like 20 minutes, just sitting here, just squeezing and, just doing, because I knew if I stopped moving, I would fall asleep because I'd already fallen asleep twice. So I kind of got about half a drink, and I didn't eat, and the food tasted really super salty. I mean, just everything, the refried beans, the rice, what I think it had enchiladas, just everything just tasted like a mouthful of salt. And I couldn't eat it. So I went in and I realized that I was probably dehydrated. That's why everything tasted like salt. And so I drank about 1.5 liters of water and kind of went to sleep. That's it. We talked to Chandler and Flux for a while until I fell asleep on Saturday. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And you eat Korean food on the daily? No, yeah. I when I woke up, because I took the Mexican food out with me because I was interested in the salty thing. Because I asked everybody, is this food like way salty to you? And nobody else said it was salty. So I figured maybe I'm just dehydrated. So I said I slammed a bunch of water, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I ate the Mexican stuff cold, and it didn't taste salty at all. So I was in fact dehydrated at the time. We had fun. Okay, here we go. It's the Doolin Danielles. We literally, this is it. We literally have to keep them separated now this way. Lowercase Danielle and uppercase Danielle. See, this is a lowercase Danielle. So there we go. Is that really that? Oh, see, now I'm confused. So Danielle is lowercase Danielle. Oh my God. How are we going to do this? Right. JKD Buck. Literally, they both spell their names the same. All right. Well, there you go. That's funny. Right. So, hey, Alan Walsh. Hey, what's up, Alan Walsh? How was the hat store trip? Oh, okay. That's what I was getting to. Like super chats. Thank you for the first super chat. It's been a lean month. 2 weeks without super chats. It's next. I'm going to be in the Oliver line. Please, sir, may I have some more? Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. Consider yourself our mate. Yeah, so I'll be singing like in the Oliver supper line here before too long. But hey, the $2, this $2 keeps me out of the Poe house. Just kidding. We're doing an F at Friday on Friday, so that'll be fun. Jeff Moser with the $2 super chat. How was the hat store trip? Y'all get something? Okay, we need to talk hats. Before we talk hats, though, let's talk booze. Tonight's cocktail is not a cocktail; it's a straight up whiskey. I'm so glad I have 2 Danielle mods, and I have to keep them straight. And I'm literally, yeah, I got the double D's. That's Legal Vices. Legal Vices got the double D mods. Woohoo! Thanks, Baba. Excuse me. Should have hit mute. Didn't have time. Yeah. Hey, we'll answer all the questions. We'll answer all the questions. But first, we're going to answer the question with booze. This is a duty-free only offering from Woodford Reserve. This is technically not bourbon. It is bourbon, but it's not bourbon. Why is it not bourbon? You're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to do anything to bourbon. You're not allowed to add anything that changes the flavor from the new American oak barrels that it's aged in. And what they've done is they've made this bourbon plus. They took the bourbon and they aged it in heavily toasted casks. And they also finished it in XO cognac cases. So some high quality cognac cases. And because of that, they can't just call it Kentucky Straight Bourbon. They call it Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in heavily toasted and in XO cognac case. That's officially what this is. It's not bourbon. It's bourbon whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey finished in heavily toasted and in XO cognac cases. So I'm expecting it to taste a lot like cognac. It's have some of that grapey, winey flavor that's in cognac. But I've never had this. It's a duty-free only offering. And so this is we've got to crack that seal. Oh, there we go. Oh, all right, JKD Buck. We got to talk about you here in a minute too. The Maker's Mark. That smells. Oh, and for our shot glass, we're not using our normal whiskey glasses. We are using my little blue Australian koala shot glass that I got from Hayden. Hayden gave me some red Australian kangaroo socks, and I got a beer bottle or can holder that we call them koozies where I come from. Don't know what koozies and cozies and coochies or whatever they're called. We always call them koozies where I come from. But and I got one of those. But we got my little blue koala shot glass. That's what we're gonna be doing this in. Oh, what a great sound that is. Whiskey ASMR. All right, never had this. Let's see what this is. That almost smells like chocolate. You know, like the chocolate candies with like the liqueur inside. That's what it tastes like. I mean, it smells like. Yeah, like chocolate liqueur candies, but really heavy chocolate, like heavy, like not somewhere between like milk chocolate and dark chocolate. A little bit of alcohol in the nose. I was expecting more caramel and vanilla, which is typical of bourbon. I'm just getting like cherry and chocolate. Cherry is also a bourbon flavor. There's something about the corn that it's distilled from that kind of gives it a cherry. Like Maker's Mark is, to me, tastes really cherry forward. So this tastes like those dark cherry liqueur chocolates. Oh my God. Let's give her a taste and see what she tastes like. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. It tastes like alcohol. What is the proof on this? 45.2%. Not that high. Probably just I haven't had anything to eat. So, oh yeah, the cherry. Definitely those candied dark cherries. Not the cheap maraschino cherries, like the expensive Luxardo cherries. Ooh, let's taste some more of that. The wine, yeah, you can definitely taste the cognac. So wine, cherry, chocolate. It's that dark, rich chocolate. A little bit of something else. What is it? Molasses. Like a little molasses on the finish. That's really good. Yeah, again, this is a duty-free only thing. So you're only going to get this if you're traveling internationally and you happen to see it. It was like 150 a bottle. So we'll drink that slowly. That's not going to be an F Friday drink. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Wow. All right. So that's the whiskey of the day, the Woodford Reserve double XO blend. So Jeff Moser asks, how was the hat trip? Thank you so much for the super chat, Jeff Moser. Please, by the way, bring in those super chats. That guarantees that your comment or your question gets read and addressed. Not required, but this month particularly graciously and gratefully accepted. Something about not streaming for 2 weeks makes you a po man. But we'll talk about F Friday here in a minute. How was the hat storage? Hayden and I, we wanted to bring Chandler and Flux, but they both came in late. Hayden, we thought they were coming in a day before they were coming in. They came in a day late. But Hayden needed his hat. Oh my God, that is so good. The finish on that is still going. It's just cherry, just candied cherry liqueur chocolates. Oh my God. I cannot recommend that bourbon high enough. So Hayden needed to get his hat quickly for his shows, his crocodile hunter hat. So yeah, we jumped in an Uber and we went off to Miller Hats, millerhats.com for all your Western hat needs. They don't sponsor me, unfortunately. Didn't seem like they wanted to sponsor me, but Hayden got his Crocodile Dundee his Crocodile Dundee hat, and he got 2 other hats, I think, and one for his sister. Maybe he only got one other hat, one for his, I can't remember. He got a couple. I got 3 hats. I got a wool hat for winter, the straw hat you've seen me wearing most of the time during vacation, and I got a kind of blue-gray gambler style straw hat, which my son will be sending all of my hats to me tomorrow. So it'll be a couple of weeks before my Miller Hats purchases arrive and I start wearing them on stream. This hat was gifted to me, and oh my God, her name just slipped my head. God, what's her name? I can't think. I'll rectify that on the F at Friday stream. F at Friday stream, we'll do kind of a breakdown of the loot. But this is a hat from John Hanley and Co. Ltd. In Ireland. The story behind this hat is a lovely, lovely woman and her mother came from Austria. They freaking flew from Austria to Anime Matsuri to meet with me in particular and other YouTubers. When someone looks at you in the eye and says they flew from Austria to give you a gift, that is crazy humbling. I can't even begin to describe how humbling that is. Which is like literally, she came from Austria to give me this hat, and thank fuck it fits. It's like one size too small, but these flat caps stretch a little bit. So yeah, it's literally only one size too small. So perfect. She said that she got this hat at the Lafroig, not the Lafroig distillery because that's Scottish. At the Jameson, was it? No, it was Tullamore Dew. She got this at the Tullamore Dew distillery in Ireland. Yeah, so she bought this hat on her vacation. She bought this hat on vacation at the Tullamore Dew distillery in Ireland. Took it back home to Austria, wore it proudly for however long she wore it, and then she brought it to Anime Matsuri to give to me. I mean, I didn't want to take it because, that's a gift to give somebody. Something, one of your possessions that you got on another vacation. So I took it reluctantly with the greatest of thanks. I mean, that's a big thing. That's really, really humbling to me. And I hate myself the fact that I forgot her screen name. But we'll look that up and give her the due that she is entitled to on F It Friday. Because man, I mean this hat is it's a great gift, and I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate it. So that was one hat I got. And also on the same level, our very own Flux. Flux you, Flux. Flux strong-armed me into taking one of her prized possession hats. It's in the other room, so we'll probably wear it tomorrow. It's still on the kitchen table with everything else. Flux gave me a Killdozer hat. Right, Valhalla waits. Flux gave me her Killdozer hat. And I know that's one of her prized possessions. So I refused to take that. And again, then she stopped me and she begged me to take the hat. So I couldn't not take it. So this hat and the Killdozer hat from Flux are two hats I will always wear with great pride and respect for the people that gave them to me. So you guys mean something super special to me. Yeah, so that's my two hats I got there. And then I got the 3 hats from Miller Hat. So I came back from vacation with 5 hats. 5 more hats than I went into vacation with. All righty. Let's go back through some more of these. Sorry, I'm way behind on the content here, but we are just chilling with chat today. Luck says, yeah, Danielle, Big D, doesn't have a profile picture, and little D Danielle does have a picture. That's going to be confusing, isn't it? I love show tunes racks. Musical racks. We get musical racks occasionally. Yes, we have 2 Allens, but one is Allen, one is Allen Wall. So that, yeah, and again, the spellings are different. So that's easy. But when they're exactly the same, just one's a big D, one's a little D. Then it becomes tricky. But hey, as JKD Buck says, that just means I got double D's. Well, not me. I probably anyway. My channel, I got double D mods. Cough, cough, cough. Right. I love Kentucky bourbon. And this is good. This Woodford Reserve double XO blend is really good. Are both double D's 5'3"? There's only one true shorty. Yeah, we need to do a height off. Danielle's, give us your heights. Announce your heights. Maybe that's how we can keep them separate. 5'3" Danielle and not 5'3" Dan. Cute shot glass. Yeah, I've got another one that has a little tiny map of Australia on it. So yeah, we need a double D measuring contest. Nice, Nick Campbell. Yeah, there we go. Okay, capital D Danielle is 5'2". Oh, 5'2.5". I'm sorry. 5'5". Okay, small D Danielle is 5'5". See, now this is even more confusing. I was hoping I was hoping against hope that small D Danielle would be like 4.8 or something. So now we have big D Danielle being smaller than lowercase short d little d Danielle. So it's just backwards now. Damn it. That doesn't help everybody all either. Okay, so just remember, like, they're anti Dannies. So big D Danielle is actually little Danielle. Well, short Danielle and shorter Danielle, and little D Danielle is actually bigger Danielle. God, that's gonna be confusing. But I love having two I'm probably the only person that has just two straight up Danielles from mods. And my God, they're awesome people, both of them. Do you get chlamydia every time you take a shot? From the koala butt. Wow. I don't know if you can hear Yoda. Yoda is chewing on this gigantic bone that I got the dog. Oh, they're both chewing on it. That's why it's loud. So, yeah, all of the... That's two dogs chewing on two bones next to me. Dang. You get a mod, and you get a mod. Everyone is a mod here. I have my own shot glass full of chlamydia, right? Hey, what's up, Solomon? Solomon Anderson in the chat. Yeah, so coming up next month is the 6-month anniversary of shut up, dog. Oh, hang on. Strawberry has wedged her bone between her cushion and the wall, so she's calling for help. Let me turn off the camera, and I can still walk across the room here. All right, Strawberry, come into the rescue. Please don't put your friend there. There we go. Got it. Okay, crisis averted. Whew. Right. Where was I? We're talking about Danielle's and chlamydia. Yeah, okay, yeah. We got chlamydia from drinking out of the koala's bottom. Oh, yes. Solomon. We're coming up on the 6-month anniversary of the... Well, I guess it's not really an anniversary if it's 6 months. The 6-month anniversary of the conviction of Zachariah Anderson. So one thing, and I'm going to be reaching out to you soon, very, very soon, Solomon, because I want to do an update. So, sometime like not next week, but the week after, if you've got time, we'll do a Zachariah Anderson update, just kind of a big sweeping update, because it's been 6 months. We need to keep the story going. We need to keep the story out there. Let's see here. We call them cozies in Australia. Okay, they're koozies in Utah, cozies in Australia. Legal Vice's opinion on Lafroig Isla single malt. Oh God, well, depends which Lafroig. Lafroig has some great offerings. Any of the yeared statements are fantastic. The Lafroig quarter cask is not as good as the Lafroig 12, but occasionally some of the non-age statements like Lafroig Lore. The Lafroig Lore is some fantastic scotch, and it's not an age statement thing. So yeah, I love Lafroig. I mean, the three big Isla malt single malt producers are Lafroig, Lagavulin, and Ardbeg. There's others, like the Bruichladdich distillery, things, Port Charlotte, Kilchoman is there, and there's a couple of others. I think there's two more. Bunnahabhain and just opened another distillery there. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah, like Lafroig is a very, very peaty scotch. There's a difference between peat and smoke, and maybe we can get into it one of these days if anybody cares. But Lafroig is a very peaty scotch. Ardbeg is a very smoky scotch, and Lagavulin is kind of in the middle. It's a nice blend of smoke and peat. And the Lagavulin 16, which is Nick Offerman's personal favorite. Probably he likes the Nick Offerman edition, the 11-year. But yeah, the Lagavulin 16 is sort of the standard bearer for Isla scotches against which all other scotches, Isla scotches, are measured. So yeah, Lafroig is a great. I'm kind of craving some Lafroig. I haven't had Lafroig for a minute. Lafroig 10 is just kind of, that's the base offering. That's kind of their tent pole. But if you can get some of the the Lafroig lore is fantastic, and any of the year statements are good stuff. Good question, Smopo Vienna. Enjoy that Lafroig. No matter where you come from, koozies are for people who don't drink fast enough. Right. Exactly. So you got everybody saying hi to Zachariah here. Let's get these super chats here before I forget the super chats, because super chats are awesome. Let's see, with the super chats here, that's 20, 32. We are $68 away from Doggo Cam. Remember the dogs? I got some dogs back here. You can hear them panting. They want to meet you guys. Aaron Hack, $20. Welcome back. Thank you so much for that. Very generous. Welcome back super chat. You rock, Aaron Hack. Thank you. And Wolfram bringing the $10. Does your family know you're a famous YouTube celebrity now? No, it is not for lack of trying either. For the meetup, okay, we'll talk about the meetups here in a bit, but we did 2 meetups, one at Lake Effect Bar in Salt Lake City and one at Peach City Restaurant in Brigham City. I wanted to bring my son to the one at Peach City because Danny On wanted to meet my son. And she insisted I bring him. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to have to spill the beans at least to him. And oh my God, we've got 407 people here right now. Hey, 410 people here now. 410 people and 262 likes. That's like half of you haven't done your job. But please hit that like button, guys that are just getting here. I have to cough here just a second. Hang on. Yeah, so 266 likes. Everybody smash that like button. Let's get us. We need to get up to 400 subscribers right now. Man, see, I'm so blessed that I have you guys that we at least have almost 300 likes now, because you're heeding the call. I didn't put up the like and subscribe poll because, as those of you that are here at the beginning know, I was asleep. I started 20 minutes late and I was asleep until about 3 minutes before I was supposed to be on the air. Yeah, so hit that like button and smash the subscribe button and do all those things, because that's where the magic happens, in the likes. We can get up to the 400 likes, no problem. Yeah. So I was supposed to bring my son. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna have to explain to him why there's a bunch of people here to meet me. But he got sick and had a bit of a bowel dysfunction there. He had the rhea and was unable to come to the meetup. So yeah, I didn't get to tell him, but also, which will be part of the loot show on F Friday. Been there, done that. One of the greats here in chat. Been there, done that. Made 2 really cool gifts. One was a laser cut 3D Godzilla, which is way cool, and also an etched picture, like a laser etched picture of myself. It's the picture of me wearing my Spanish hat, smoking my mini pipe, looking at the camera, and he engraved legal vices across the bottom. I left that on the kitchen table, in my sister's kitchen table, for 2 days. I put it there when I was eating. Nobody asked any questions about that, so I didn't get to answer any questions. I literally left something out on the table with my picture on it that said legal vices on it, and nobody asked any questions. So that's how much my family doesn't care. And Mike Sullivan bringing the $2 super chat. Hi there. Glad you finally made it home. I'm so glad I made it home safely too. That was a freaking nightmare. That was an absolute nightmare to get home yesterday. Oh my God. It's normally coming back across the Pacific takes about 19 hours, including layovers, door to door. So an hour to the airport, the travel from Salt Lake City to whatever transfer airport, usually Seattle if I can help it, because I fucking hate LAX International. I don't know anything about the domestic terminals, but I know LAX, the Tom Bradley International, sucks ass. Hate it. So I usually try to go through Seattle or Portland. Seattle's nice. I like Seattle Airport. So getting from my sister's house to the airport, flying to Seattle, I always like to have about a 3-hour layover in case there's delays. And then the trip to I either go Japan straight into Busan or go to Incheon, Seoul, and then down to Busan. That usually takes about 19 hours. It took 34 hours yesterday and the day before. I can't even say 34 hours yesterday. 34 hours yesterday and today, I guess is what it would be. Holy crap. That was an adventure. It was a quick ride from my sister's house to the airport. No problem. Went off without a hitch. Getting through customs. Getting through check-in and up to the gate in Salt Lake City went without a problem. Flew out of Salt Lake like a champ. We actually got to Seattle a little bit early, so boom. And like I said, I always have this buffer. I like to have at least a 3-hour buffer because you just never know. There's going to be delays. There's going to be, you're going to disembark early. There's going to be long lines somewhere. So I always try to have a 3-hour layover so there's no problems. And that served me very, very well coming into that suck hole that is LAX. Like, talk about bonus holes. LAX is a giant freaking bonus hole. It's not even really a bonus hole. It's like a penalty hole. But I had my 3-hour buffer, and to get off the plane, walk to the immigration area, go through immigration line, which was ridiculously long. Wait for the bags to roll off the deal. You get the bags, check them. You're supposed to check them through customs. I didn't have to do a customs check. Nobody asked me for my customs documents. I don't know if they stopped asking for them in the States or what, but they stopped asking for them. Nobody asked me for my customs documents, so didn't declare anything. And then you have to take your bags to be rechecked in for the domestic part of your trip. So all of that, and then to get to, I had to walk 2 terminals away outside. So to do all of that and then walk 2 terminals away and get to my departure gate. I got there 2 minutes before boarding to the flight from LAX to Salt Lake. So if I would have been any less than 3 hours, I would not have made my connecting flight to Salt Lake. I mean, not Salt Lake, to Houston. And I would have been pissed. So now if I ever go through LAX, I'm going to have at least a 4-hour buffer, which sucks because it's so inefficient. It's so archaic. And the fact that it takes so long for a United States citizen to get through United States immigration is just frankly retarded. That's all there is to it. The non-citizen line cleared out way before. But yeah, that's just my thing. Chandler's awake. What's up, Chandler Remington? You are now awake. But yeah, so I had the 3-hour layover from Salt Lake to Seattle. In Seattle, there was supposed to be this 3-hour layover, which was more than enough because we did a lot of gate shifting. We shifted gates 3 times in Seattle. I landed at gate S7, and my connecting flight was at S13, I think. It was literally just down the hall. So great. I didn't need the 3-hour layover. I was styling. So I literally went to other terminals to see if their duty-free liquor stores were any better than any others. Turns out they were all exactly the same, at exactly the same products. So yeah, then once I got back to my terminal, they announced that the gate was shifting from S12 or 13 or whatever it was back to S7. So it literally, I was leaving from the same gate that I arrived at. Okay, no problem. It's kind of a little bit irked that they didn't just do that in the beginning. But when I went to S7, there was a group of stewardesses and pilots right near the gate. And as I walked past them, I heard them talking about problems with the plane. There was something with the engine. It was either the engine fire identification system or the engine fire suppression system. Something to do with some system that deals with engine fires was malfunctioning. I overheard them talking, so I just very, very subtly stopped right in the middle of the hallway and just eavesdropped. And in the middle of their conversation, they announced a 2-hour delay of the plane. They didn't give any reason, but I heard the reason. There was a problem with the suppression, fire suppression or fire detection system. And I heard them say this was kind of the disheartening part. one of the pilots said they're going to work on it, but they're not optimistic. So I'm like, all right, give them their damn 2 hours. The 2 hour mark was rolling around, and then they announced another 2 hour delay. So a total of 4 hour delays they announced. And then I started to think, oh, well, shit. They didn't get it fixed. And as they approached the 4 hour delay mark, they announced a gate shift, which was at the other ass end of the airport. Like the other ass. I was in S terminal, I had to go to A terminal. All the way to the very, very last gate. Well, actually, they said go to gate A13, which is supposedly the very last gate of A terminal. But when you got there, there was no gate 13. A13 did not exist. It was undergoing repairs. So they quickly unintercoursed themselves and changed it to A12, which was right next door. So it was literally the last gate of the other opposite ass end of the airport from where I was. So we all got over there. And not too long before they announced the 4 hour departure, they said there is no 4 hour departure. They said there is another, they're just switching aircraft. They couldn't fix the problem. So they have to switch aircraft with the plane that just arrived from Incheon. So they need to get all that plane cleaned out, refueled, and ready to go back to Incheon, which really annoyed the shit out of everybody. And surprisingly, there was no airport incidents. Excuse me here, hang on. Right. So everybody maintained their cool. Nobody yelled at any of the gate people. I didn't get to make any videos like this is what happened in the airport. I want to be on one of those flights with like crazy peeps. But yeah, unfortunately couldn't because everybody maintained their cool, which was a good thing. Everybody maintained the cool. But Flux says I need to get over people giving me stuff. I love giving gifts, and I don't receive gifts well at all, especially not gifts that people part with that like an important part of themselves. So yeah, it just freaks me out that anybody wants to give me anything. But they can't. They announced that the planes were being changed. We were all excited about that. But then they said, okay, the plane just arrived. They have to clean it out. And they didn't just say we have to clean it out. They said we have to wait for the cleaning crew to get there. So we waited another hour. That's 5 hours. Then they said, okay, it's going to take about 45 minutes to clean. I mean, all told, it was a 6 hour layover. Now, what that 6 hour layover did is it did two things. One, it made me miss my connecting flight from Incheon to Busan, which would have got me home at 5:45 p.m. 5:45 p.m. local time. I would have had an hour layover because I don't need a 3 hour layover in Incheon because literally the gates are right next to each other, and I know that. The plane just had to land, so it made us miss our connecting flight from Incheon to Busan. But as time went by, we got closer and closer and closer to another horrible deadline. That deadline was the last train from Seoul to Busan. That leaves just right before 10:30 p.m. CMB, what's up, girl? What's up? CMB. That CMB. Watching from Austria. What's up? She wasn't the one that gave the hat, but she's from Austria. We have cool people in Austria. So I'll remember who the hell this was that gave me this hat from Austria. It sucks that I don't know her name. It is I totally blanked. But we'll rectify that on Friday. But Austria, we got some Austria representing here with hats. I realized that once we passed the 5-hour mark, it was going to be impossible for me, because what I had planned was if I only would have needed 2 hours, which means the plane would have had to have landed at right about 8:30 p.m. in Seoul. I could get my bags, go through customs, because customs is really easy in Korea. Could have blown through customs, got on there's a subway, a metro line that connects the airport with the main train station. It takes about 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get from the airport to the train station. Could have done that, got my ticket, and got on the train and been to Busan at right about 1 a.m. But once we got past that 5.5 hour mark earlier, there was no way I was going to be able to get there. So I missed the last train connection. That leaves only 2 other options. One, wait for the 8 a.m. flight out of the airport in Seoul down to Busan. Then it would take me about an hour and a half to get my bags and get a taxi and get back to my house, which would have been about 9:30. And then I had to be to work at like 9. So I could have been a little bit late. I could have just called my boss and said, hey, I got stuck and I'm going to be a little bit late. So I didn't want that option, but they would put me up in a nice hotel and I could get a little bit of nice sleep. But the last hope was the very last cross-country bus. And if you take the Dragon's Treasure T as a map of Korea, Seoul is up here in the upper left corner, and Busan is here in the lower right corner. So it's literally, I hate doing this backwards. Yeah, it's literally a diagonal trip across the country, which takes about 5.5, 6 hours. That was my only other option. I got off the train, hurried as fast as possible. You really can't hurry to get your bags. Your bags come out whenever your bags come out. So hurried and did that, got my bags, ran through customs, ran down two flights of escalator stairs to get to the bus ticketing place. I believe I got the last ticket on the bus to Busan. So the bus left at 11:30. I had a diagonal cross-country trip in the middle of the night, through the middle of the night, and I got to the bus station just after 5 a.m. So it took about 5.5 hours to get there. Then I jumped in a taxi, got just 10-minute drive from the bus station to my house, got there, said hi to the dogs. I was going to videotape the dogs welcoming me home, but it was so underwhelming. I didn't upload the video and deleted it because it was so underwhelming. It was like Yoda was asleep. I had to go wake up Yoda. Yoda was out. And Strawberry just had this, dude, it's like almost 6 o'clock in the morning. What'd you wake me up for? Look on her face. I was expecting them to leap on me and push me to the ground and lick my face to death. Strawberry just came up like licked the side of my leg twice and just kind of waddled off, and I had to go wake up Yoda. It was really depressing. They don't give a shit if I'm alive or dead. And Chris Mullen says, when someone flies halfway around the world to give you a hat, you do not decline the gift. Well, you can't just go, okay, cool, I'll take your stuff. I made Flux and the gifter of this hat think very clearly that they actually wanted to do that. I gave them an out because I understand if it was just a rash decision, but accepted both hats with absolute thanks. Right. Did Jeff get the right Danielle? I got both Danielles. So Big D is the smaller of the D's, and little D is the larger of the D's. So that's how you got to keep our double D mods separated from each other. Let's see. Scrolling back, I'm like way behind here in the chat. So let's see. We don't have any super chats or any monthly membership chats to get out of the way. So we'll just kind of scroll down through here and see what's going on. Small D practically towers over Big D, Danielle. Thunderstorm so loud I thought it was a dump truck. Wow. There was a lot of thunder and lightning in Utah. It's good to see those desert electrical storms again. That was fun. Torgo the White, Danielle is small, but she's coming in with the big D energy. Nice. And Chandler just texted me. Sorry, Chandler. I have to reveal your text messages to the world. Chandler just sent me a text message saying, thinking about the double D's again, are you? Yeah. Right. And Danielle says, when Drex met me, his first words were, "You're so small." Everybody's fucking small to Drex. Drex is a giant of a man. We know he's 6'6", but he is a big 6'6". Yeah, he's a big 6'6". Hey, what's up, Kurt? Uncivil Law in the house. I don't know if you're still in the house, but you were in the house about 30 minutes ago. Drop bear shots. Yeah, we got drop bear shots. That is really good. Hey, Kurt, hope you're still here. Good meeting you, Kurt. I heard Kurt's hat melted in the Houston sun. I heard it left in a car and the starch may have melted. I hope you got it fixed. Sucks when hats melt. Please don't be mad at me, bone for the dogs. Yeah, these are like industrial strength bones and they're filled with something.
Phrasing.
Yeah, they're filled with something. Can't remember. One's like peanut butter and jelly or something. The others, I don't know. Solomon says, "Sorry, couldn't make it to Texas to meet up with you, Lawrax. I was busy with the baby and work." Yeah, well, we missed you too. Would have been good to see you. Zenith didn't make it. Sad. We missed the Anderson family. We'll get reacquainted with the Anderson family here soon. Couple of weeks. YouTube is retracting. Is chat still acting retarded? They've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, mods don't do anything. See, I have, because if the mods get rid of a message, it'll say, this message removed by so and so. It doesn't say that. So if anybody's chats are not being read, or if they're disappearing, it is YouTube is being asshole. Valhalla, get wrecked gravely, yes. I don't know who you are, but you're about to get chlamydia. Nice. I can sing the first line to every Christmas carol, but not in Kermit voice. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the way. All right, sorry. Flux. What whiskey did I have? It was amazing. I didn't know booze could be that good. Yeah, the non-whiskey drinking Flux. She had an amazing. Well, she actually had quite a bit of the amazing Dalmore 18 single malt. 18 year. It was Dalmore 18 year single malt Scotch. Both Flux and Chandler enjoyed that whiskey. Hayden enjoyed it too. Hayden was more adventurous. He had some of the 53% soju that I brought, and some Gi1, which is Korea's first ever single malt Scotch. Not Scotch, because it wasn't made in Scotland. It could be Koreish. Korea's first single malt whiskey. Not the best whiskey. It's only a couple of years old. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it tastes 4 or 5 years from now. But it's still pretty young, still rough around the edges. It wasn't horrible, but it was not a great whiskey. But Flux and Chandler, Nick, myself, and Hayden, we between all of us, we put away a bottle of Dalmore 18. Dalmore 18 is a great Scotch. It's a very expensive Scotch, which but hey, this was the Scotch for my peeps. We brought that just to share with my peeps that had drinks. Ozzy called them stubby coolers. Yeah, I think koozies. Koozies is closer to coochie, so I like koozies. If you like Lefroy, grab Ardbeg. It's like moving from cloud 9 to being sensually caressed by angel's wings. I'm personally a fan of Ardbeg. I have most of the Ardbeg collection on my shelf. But to say it's like being sensually caressed by angels' wings is not really accurate. I would say it's like moving from cloud nine to being sensually caressed by old people wearing iodine soaked gauze bandages, burnt meat, and burning tires. Mm. And it's actually really good. So, yeah, old people wrapped in iodine soaked gauze, burning bicycle tires, and burnt meat. Great, great whiskey. Ardbeg, check it out. Especially, uh, who who had that? Oh, it was Danny On. Danny On had her and Mister On. They had some Ardbeg Coreyvrecken at the meetup we did in Salt Lake. Valhalla says I've been looking for Malort to gift Ricada. Just learned it's only available in Chicago and Atlanta, and it's best if it stays there. It should not be allowed out of the Chicago and Atlanta area. Vodka Blood loves Lagavulin, as do I. Yeah, Lagavulin is like champagne smoke and peat. Yeah, it is. It's that perfect blend between the peaty Lafroig and the smoky Ardbeg. Lafroig is super oaky. The quarter cask, I think, is kind of oaky. The lore is fantastic, and the year statements I love. That bourbon is $2,000. Not the one I'm drinking. This was $150. They did have one that was about $1,500 Woodford Reserve, but it was in like Baccarat Crystal. So you're paying for the crystal bottle it was in. Didn't buy that. Yeah, Bruichladdich is probably my all around favorite distillery in Isla. Octomore is a great punch and teeth sip of sip of deliciousness that shows you the devil doesn't screw around. Well, Bruichladdich Octomore it's the peatiest scotch on earth, but it doesn't taste nearly as peaty or smoky as Ardbeg, Lafroig, and Lagavulin. It has these, even though the phenols per million, which is what measures peat, is really super high. Octomore has this amazing complex flavor of like dark red fruits, citrusy fruits. It's fruity, but you definitely taste the smoke, but it's not going to kill you. And it's really high proof too. I think the highest one I have is like 69%, something like that, 64, 69%. But yeah, Bruichladdich, they make some amazing. They're probably my favorite all around distillery in Isla, and probably all of Scotchdom. Mike Sullivan, we got your super chat. So let's see here. Still scrolling down, trying to catch up. Been there, done that. Again, been there, done that. Thank you so much. Where'd you go? I just saw the reference to you. There we are. Ooh. Hey, been there, done that. Great guy. He was there at the Peach City meetup. He gave me the three-dimensional woodcut of Godzilla and the laser etching of myself with legal vices on the bottom that nobody in my family questioned. Your son is just going to love that you announced his bowel troubles to the interweb someday. I told him not to have this Costco. Costco in the U.S. has this at their food court, this mocha kind of frappuccino slushy thing. It's just like sugar coffee with sugar milk and chocolate in it. I had about 3 swallows of it, and it was so sweet I could not drink it. My son polished it off and found out that it causes troubles. Right. Let's see. What did your son say about being a YouTuber? Doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know yet. Already spoke about it, but yeah, he doesn't know. Nobody asked any questions. He didn't go to the meetup, so he didn't get to know. I'm scrolling fast. We're almost caught up. No, we're not. It just reset. Chandler's here. So it's a good thing your personal plumbing was on board with your schedule. Yeah, anybody that's been a Boy Scout learns how to hold on to their internal plumbing. You learn to control those the bathroom urges, shall we say. That's one of the things you just learn being a Boy Scout. When you're going camping, I don't want to take a dump in the woods. I'll just hold it until I get back to society. What happened with the Danny meetup? Well, yeah, Danny and I, we had we had two meetups with the peeps. We'll talk about those here in just a little bit. Danny ghosted Jeff and his son. No, she didn't. His son was so upset he got that. No, that's literally not what happened. No, Danny didn't ghost Jeff. Danny's my girl. She wouldn't ghost me. Yeah, at least I wasn't on the tarmac during all these delays. I always hate reading these horror stories of people that have to spend like 7 or 8 hours on a plane. No, that would not happen. I would. They would be making YouTube videos of me. Scully was so hot. What are we talking about X-Files for? I don't know. Scully made me so much gayer than I was before I ever saw X-Files. Yeah. Scully was hot. You're the lizard person on the flight. Yeah, I would have been the one pointing out lizard people if this would have been all on the tarmac. Right. Scrolling here. Last Train to Busan sounds like the title of a Western. Well, Train to Busan. Yeah, cue all for those of you sending all the witty Train to Busan comments. I hate to tell you this, you're not the first person to make those jokes. It's like every time I mention a train, I get flooded with Train to Busan things. Danielle says Big D Danielle says I actually collect hats, and Big D Danielle, her cosplay, she had the cutest hat ever. So yeah. She did have a cute hat. We might have to bring up pictures on Friday. But yeah, my hat collection. I used to have quantity over quality, but now I sort of have quality over quantity hats. I'm not sure how many hats I have. I have about 20 hats. Most of them are baseball hats, so I don't wear them here. But sounds like the worst trip ever. No, it was just time consuming, Corn Pope. It was just frustrating because it's one of those things that's just out of your control, which is why I don't understand why people freak out, other than they just have too much stress in their life and don't know how to manage it. But it's out of your control. What are you going to do? Demand the plane leave? You just got to sit back and just roll with the punches, but you just don't know what punches are coming when. My dog leaps on me and pushes me to the ground if I leave for 30 minutes. Mine don't care. I saw he went to Outback Steakhouse. Very American of him. I saw he went there. I didn't hear his review. I hope he hated it. We'll have to talk to him about that. And Mike Sullivan, it was great to meet you. Sorry that you couldn't take my gift home with you. Next time I will bring something more appropriate. Yeah, see, Mike Sullivan was there. Mike brought gifts for people. He brought these amazing pocket knives. They were really cool pocket knives, little small pocket knives, but unfortunately can't bring any bladed anything into Korea. It's literally not. I mean, you can buy them here, but you just can't bring them in. So that was the one gift I absolutely had to refuse because it just wouldn't get into Korea. But that was a very, very nice offer. It was a very, very nice pocket knife that was offered. And I gratefully just had to refuse. But thank you so much, Mike, for that. It was great meeting you as well there in Houston. Drux is the shrunken head guy from Beetlejuice. Not too far from the truth there. Porky Pig singing Blue Christmas is far more impressive. Yeah, that's one impression I'm not doing. Gosh, we got to just scroll here through here fast. Otherwise, we're going to be. I'm never going to catch up. We got 412 of you here and 350 likes. Let's boost those likes up while I'm scrolling through here. You want to see an exotic fruit? Well, I'll show you a cocksucker from Guatemala. Okay, Eric Holmes, glad I read that one. Been there, done that. My boy was scared of the bee flying around the meetup. Yeah, it was his boy's birthday. So Ben's son was there. It was his birthday. Had this cool little like a vacuum gun that sucked up bugs, and then you could put them in a little bug collection thing. It was all about collecting the bugs, just not about the bees. Apparently, he had a an incident with a bee earlier on in his life. Yeah, Swan Lake Lady was there. Swan Lake Lady said, we'll get into the gifts later. Probably on the Friday after the Friday stream. But Swan Lake Lady gave me 2 bottles of whiskey and some chocolates. The chocolates lasted about 10 minutes after I got home. Everybody attacked them and ate them. And a bottle of Basil Hayden 10-year and a bottle of Naked Grouse. The Naked Grouse I've kept at my sister's house, so that's one less bottle I have to buy next year. The Basil Hayden bottle, I gave my brother a shot and my brother-in-law a shot of it, and I spent the next day drinking the entire bottle myself because I didn't want them to have it and I didn't want to leave it. So I drank the entire bottle of myself. So thank you. And again, so thank you so much for those gifts, Swan Lake Lady. That was good. Danny was fashionably late because Danny had to go way down south to Orem for a barbecue, and then she had to go all the way north. Her brother was there. That was a fun night. And through some bad weather. Flux says, I want to meet Danny. Well, Danny wanted to meet you too, Flux. Duncan, Idaho. $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Duncan, Idaho. Eagle Scout here. Are we in a club, Jeff? Yes, we are in the club. Anybody that's a Boy Scout, we need to think of a name for the bowel movement club. The ability to hold bowel movements for days at a time. Mexican Vader. Wish I could have gone to Houston, but I was at a friend's wedding. That and I have no money. Well, both of those are valid reasons. It was good hanging with Mexican Vader on the Valiant Renegade stream. I had some time to pop in, so we popped on the Valiant Renegade stream the last day I was there in the States. That was good to say howdy. Mexican Vader's been here in chat. He's one of the OGs, been here way from the beginning. Hang on, I have another coffee. Was Agent Scully there? I wish. How fast does a train go? The bullet train in Korea tops out about 300 kilometers an hour. What's that in miles per hour? Convert 300 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. 186 miles an hour. That's knock this over. Good thing it was empty. Phew. Good thing I drink in this. I'm gonna have another one of these things. Even though I said I wasn't gonna drink all of this Woodford Reserve, this is so good. Oh, I love that sound. So yeah, the Korean bullet train tops out about 186 miles an hour. Wait, is Chandler Remington? Okay, I'm not going to read that one. Cough, cough, cough. Because good authority scissoring isn't really a thing. It's not a thing. We straight guys want to think it's a thing, but it's not really a thing. I've been told as much. What if you're a martial artist in Korea? Can you have a sword for practice? Well, you can buy them here. You just can't bring them into here. That's the thing. And if it's an actual real sword, you have to register it with the local police department. Mostly wooden swords or bamboo rattan swords. But if like an actual real sword, if it's not the studio, the martial arts studios own, if it's your own person, you actually have to register it. Because if you can have swords in Korea, I would have bought a bajillion fucking swords at Anime Matsuri. They had some damn cool swords. Yeah, I would love to have bought some of those swords there, and it killed me not to be able to do that. Panda Milk in the house. Where are you at, Panda Milk? There we are. Panda Milk was at the meetup at Peach City as well in Brigham City. Great to see Panda Milk there and his son. Let's see here. Right, we are now caught up officially with chat. That took a while. Brian Miller, member for 3 months. Can blades be shipped to South Korea? No. Nope. Can't be shipped here. Well, they can be shipped here. I just won't get them. Anything that looks like a sword or anything that looks like a firearm cannot be sent here. Well, I mean, like the anime, like lightsabers, they break down. So I mean, you can take them apart, so that passes the sword muster. But I ordered a couple of years ago. I ordered from Hasbro a Nerf gun. It was a 2-scale replica of the Mandalorian rifle, but it shot Nerf rounds. It was a Nerf gun. They wouldn't even send it here. They just couldn't even send it here because it vaguely resembled a real rifle. Panda Milk, another great guy and a handsome man and a handsome son. Yeah, he's not handsome. His son is handsome. All right. Oh, Spatha. Spatha's seeing Flux's sword. Flux. Oh, here we go. The swords were awesome, but mine is the best. And she was asked how much she likes that sword. I hope she likes that sword. Because, yeah. Flux, how proud are you of that sword? I can see you having an armory in her house. She kind of does have a sword collection. But I'm happy she has that one in her collection. She wanted it, and I made sure she got it. Legal Vice of Tomahawks. Whether you're talking about weapons or missiles, neither one of them are going to get to me. Working replica of Star Trek phaser. Yeah, it's probably a no-go on that. All right. Well, so that catches us up on the comments here. So now I can kind of stay on top of it. Well, I have a small collection, but this one is my favorite. I'm glad. Did you try Whataburger in Houston? No, I've had Whataburger before. I just ate steaks. I ate steaks. We eat steaks. Steaks are good. Let's see. I want to make sure here. Mike Sullivan super chat. Got Duncan Idaho super chat. Got Brian Miller's membership for 3 months membership chat. Okay, we're all caught up on the extra chats as well. We're halfway to Doggo Cam. Probably won't get there because we've only got about another 30 minutes. But probably won't get to Doggo Cam. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, speaking of tomorrow Chandler Remington and I will be restarting our OJ Simpson Thursday trial thing. So Thursday will be OJ Simpson. Friday morning U.S. time, Friday night my time will be the August F it Friday. I have to send out invitations. I haven't sent out any invitations, and nobody's approached me yet about being on it either. So may just be me doing F it Friday, but bring your shekels, bring your dollars, bring your pesos, whatever you got. Throw them at me, and we'll have some drunken fun. Hopefully, okay. There is one person. Steph, the alternate, just said she'll be here. That's one person that wants in so far. We'll just have to see how it goes for everybody else. Like I said, I don't know. FTV Studio says, love your Sif figurine. Got Sif there. Yeah, we've got the mimic chest there. We've got Arturius here. And in the other room, we have Ornstein and Solaris. And there's actually a couple more that are under production as we go along. But also, I hear you got some gift here. I've got this is a gigantic Witcher Stein with Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer's sigils on them. Right in the very, very back under the mini. You have like mini Sif and mini Arturius and miniature Solaris there. But back behind mini Arturus here, between the Mimic and Sif, you can see just a section of tan. That section of tan is been there. I said Bendover, God damn it. Has been there, done that's Godzilla thing. And I got a new Funko. Got a new Funko Pop thing. Which, of course, I'm gonna freak Flux out because I've taken it out of the box and I've already thrown the box away. Just because I am personally responsible, me and my other friend Jeff, we're personally responsible for keeping KFC Korea in business. So I was really stoked to get this Funko Pop of Colonel Sanders. I got one for my friend Jeff too. So yeah, I take all of my Funko Pops out of the box. We've got Freddie Mercury here. got Alice Cooper. Welcome to my nightmare back there. The fourth Doctor, Doctor Who, and now we have Colonel Sanders. Add him to the Funko Pop, people. So yeah, I don't collect them to be collectible. I collect them just to have them and to enjoy them. So yeah, that's got that. I don't think there's any other gifts or purchases directly behind me. I do have two more new replica Godzilla posters, not like the actual 1954 movie poster, but I do have prints of Japanese Godzilla posters that I'll be framing and putting over here on the wall where you can't see. In fact, I'll have to move this Godzilla over to there and find something to put here. I need some more Cthulhu art. Is clearly what has to happen. Need one more big Cthulhu piece to do that wall there to end out the wall. Get a Captain Kirk Funko Pop. Didn't see one. If there was, I probably would have got one if I would have seen one. Excuse me, but in this home we say Godzilla. That's kind of that's how I grew up. That was my dad. If you said crap, he looked at you like, eh. If you said suck, holy crap, yeah, you gotta. Suck was not a word my dad liked. Cursing is right out. Because I think I told the story of the one time my dad just punched me. So I called him an asshole. Learned a valuable lesson that day, a life lesson. Don't call your father an asshole. It hurts. Yeah, God, that was one of the most embarrassing dates of my life. I was dating this lovely girl. We were down in my basement watching a great movie called The Principal, with I believe it was Jim Belushi. Was it Jim? Yeah, Jim Belushi. Again, it was your typical white guy goes into the ghettos, into the neighborhood, and saves a school from saves all the students from themselves. But there was a fight between two of the characters in the movie. They were fighting and they get hauled into the principal's office. And I said, my dad was minding his own damn business. I'm in the basement with this girl having a great date. And I hear my dad coming down the stairs. So we give ourselves an appropriate amount of space between us. And just when my dad gets down the stairs, he hears the dialogue between the principal and these two people, which goes something like, all right, you two, what's your name? What's your name? Eat shit. What's your name? Fuck you. And he goes, well, Mr. Shit and Mr. Fuck. And my dad walked in the basement and just made a fucking scene out of it in front of this girl I was dating. Turn that off. We don't watch those kind of movies in this house. I'm like, you don't, but we do. Oh yeah, he made a scene. Yeah, he made a bit of a scene. It was kind of embarrassing. It was one of the more embarrassing moments of my life. Thankfully, she thought it was funny, and we continued to date for a while after that. Oh dear, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was embarrassing. I was like 18 years old in my parents' basement doing this. I didn't even live there. We were just there watching movies. Oh well. And Daddy Cock. Yeah, Dad still isn't a fan of saying even hints of swear words. And I'm really proud of myself. I only accidentally swore in front of him 3 times this vacation, which he graciously overlooked. I think I said shit, ass, and hell. I think is hell even really a swear word? It isn't to him, unless you're talking about that place where the devil lives. Yeah, so I said yeah, shit, ass, and hell. I think were the words. And he graciously didn't comment, but I saw a scowl when I said shit. Crap. Meetups. Let's talk meetups. No, not in one sentence, in 3 separate sentences. If it would have been in one sentence, I probably would have heard something. Oh, excuse me, didn't have time to get there to the mute button. Let's talk meetups. The first meetup was at Lake Effect Bar in Salt Lake City, which is one of my favorite bars. Love that bar. It's my favorite in Utah and one of my favorites on planet Earth. They used to have a huge Scotch selection, but their Scotch selection is kind of lessened and they've got more bourbons and then a lot more gins and vodkas than they used to have. They've probably got, I don't know, were any of you there in the chat? We only had 2 people show up, which was better than 0. There was me, Danny, Mr. On, and oh god, my brain is tiring out. Oh god. Rosie. God damn it. Why did I say not Rosie the Riveter? Fuck me. Rachel the Riveter. Dang. Holy crap. Rachel was there. Absolutely hilarious, amazing person. And Sam, a guy named Sam who I don't, yes, Panda Milk, right. Yeah. It just took me a while. I was like, holy crap. My brain is starting to shut down. Sam was there. Sam is quiet. Sam doesn't talk here in chat. I don't think I've ever seen him, but he watches all the time. So Sam, if you're lurking, give a big hi. Give a big hi to everybody. Yeah, so they were there. We just sat around. We had some amazing food. I had this great chili relleno burger with some nice fries. Danny had their garlic fries are killer, and we had some great whiskeys and scotches. Rachel and Sam are not drinkers, so they had some Diet Cokes and some other drinks. But Mr. On, Danny, and I we had some great whiskeys, some great cocktails. Do you have to be a member at Lake Effect? No, you can just go in. Great bar. But if you're going on a weekend, make a reservation. So yeah, we sat around there for a couple hours just talking, telling good stories, getting to know each other. And both of them came from a pretty far away, but Sam came from Moab. It's like a 4.5-hour drive. It's so weird to me that people do that. I mean, I'm totally flattered and humbled. But yeah, it still amazes me that people come from far away. Whether it's, well, hell, the fact that people come from across the street to see me is still kind of weird. But to come for an hour, 4.5 hours from freaking Austria, it freaks me out. I love it. It's great to meet people, but it kind of freaks me out. So yeah, we talked there until about 9:30, and then I had to call the evening quits because I needed to get some sleep and wake up. And Danny had to do her thing on Saturday morning, and I had to go do my own things. And then I had to get ready for the Saturday meetup at Peach City in Brigham City, Utah. So they're in northern Utah. Yes, Jeff, did you try Whataburger? Not sure if you answered yes. He said he ate steak instead of Whataburger. Yeah, I mean, I've had Whataburger before. You know, it's kind of a burger. We have Whataburger. We have Whataburgers in Utah, I believe. Utah. Well, my hometown just got an In-N-Out burger last year. So we had In-N-Out burger there. We got Five Guys. We have all the big burger chains there. Carl's Jr. I flew from Australia to Hong Kong to meet Jackie Chan. That was amazing. Well, I would do that. I would do that. The Chuggy Show Live says, I bet pups are happy you're home. They couldn't care less. They honestly could not care less. Like I said, I came home, I was ready to film all this, but I had to wake Yoda up. And Yoda's like, okay. Strawberry, she kind of waddled over to me, licked my leg a couple times, looked at me like, what'd you wake me up for? And waddled off. So, yeah, they don't care. As long as somebody is here to pet them and feed them, that's their favorite person. Whataburger's ketchup is amazing. I'll tell you what's amazing. Those of you that know, those of you that live in Utah or have been there, Idaho, southern Idaho and Utah, or have been through there, if you know, fry sauce. Fry sauce is the shit. Fry sauce is a Utah thing that's kind of, to a certain extent, gone a little bit national. Fry sauce is just essentially ketchup and mayonnaise mixed. Yes, lady. Lord Biden, fry sauce. That's it. Fry sauce is the shit. Yeah. Been there, done that. Fry sauce. Swan Lake lady. Yup. You got to have the fry sauce. Ketchup and mayo. Yep. That's pretty much what it is. Ketchup and mayo mixed. Fancy ketchup, legendary racing, right? But it's so good. There's actually some places that also sell fry sauce. Fry sauce from Step Brothers, yeah. Fancy sauce from Step Brothers. They do make fry sauce. Yes, fry sauce. Yeah. Yes, some of the places will have hot sauce in it. It's normally just ketchup and mayo. Yeah, barbecue and mayo is a thing as well. Yeah, anything with mayonnaise in it. Utahns love our mayonnaise. Did Yoda and Strawberry gain weight? Well, where are we going? A friend from Utah sent my fry sauce. My son loves fry sauce. Is awesome. Yeah, here it is. Did Yoda and Strawberry gain weight while you were casing? They actually did. They actually look a little more chunky than they did before. I think they I have to take them to the vet on Friday. So we'll see. But it looks like they may have packed on a couple pounds. Sriracha mayo. Oh, I love sriracha mayo. That's just a default. That is awesome. You people that can't stand, man, ketchup and I've done ketchup and sriracha. I just love sriracha, so that kind of goes in anything. I mix that with it. Right. I'm so making fry sauce so easy. Yeah, it depends. If you want a little tangier, you put a little more ketchup in it. If you want a little sweeter, you put a little more mayo in it. But your base is just 1-to-1 ratio. Dijonnaise, right? Oh yeah, I did. I bought the dog some treats. I should give him a treat when. Now see, Chipotle mayo. I make that myself too. I have like some Chipotle powder, just whip it into the mayo, and I just love it. That's why I'm fat. I like ranch and ketchup. That sounds interesting. It's different than Thousand Islands, because Thousand Island, they kind of has more sugar and it has little bits of pickles in it and stuff. This is just it's not as dressing-y as Thousand Island. It's close, but fry sauce is a different thing than Thousand Island. I can't wait to tell my mayo hating husband what's in his fry sauce. Yeah. So the next day we had the meet up at Peach City in Brigham City, Utah. Peach City is, that's a good restaurant. If you're ever in northern Utah, if you're ever going up I-15 or US 89, you gotta stop at Peach City in Brigham City. Brigham City is it's a big fruit city. They have Peach Days. Peach Days is a big it's a big celebration they have every summer with parades and things like that. And it kind of centers around this Peach City restaurant. Peach City has been there for 86, 87 years. And the menu is basically the same as the day it opened. Corn dogs and burgers. And like home cut fries. And they like malts, like real malts and the milkshakes. Yeah, the peach milkshakes. Ugh. Now, see, this is the last time I'm confused because I ordered a peach milkshake and other people at the table ordered peach milkshakes. Mine was kind of orange and everyone else's was white. They kind of tasted the same, but theirs were better. So there was nothing else on the menu it could have been. I don't know. I forgot to ask them why mine was orange and everybody else's was white. Yeah, and there's all these fruits. There's Fruit Heights is just outside of Brigham City. It's nothing but a long strip of fruit stands that everybody goes through to get good fruit, cheap fruit. And peaches are just about to start to come in. So good. But yeah, go through Fruit Heights, stop, buy some local produce, go to Peach City. I got to remember who all we had at Peach City. We had Panda Milk and his son. Been there, done that, and his son. We had Swan Lake Lady, Danny On's brother, me, and then we had Let's Talk with Sally and her husband. Good people all the way around. So there was shout out Dad Talk with Sally. Is she here? Are you here, Sally? Or was that just a shout out? Oh, she's not here. Okay. I was just checking to see if she's here. Yeah, you have to ask for a fresh peach milkshake. Jeff, if you watched Midsummer, you would know why yours is orange. Midsummer, what a shitty movie that was. That's like 3 hours of my life I will never get back. Midsummer is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen in my life. Now, that's for the fresh peach milkshake. All right. Well, I never knew that. I've only been going there for 50 freaking years. Nobody ever told me that. Huh. Yeah, she's asleep. Her and Mr. Sally, they were awesome. They were fun. She was hilarious. But we had a great time. We just sat around and talked. Unfortunately, I had a hard out because my family was waiting for me to come back because my brother had made some amazing smoked ribs. I didn't get any of them that night. I had them for breakfast the next day. Some of you may have seen the Twitter, the tweet that I did of me eating my smoked ribs for breakfast. But they were waiting for me to make margaritas. So I had to get back and make some margaritas for the family. I overstayed 30 minutes because everybody had come from so far and we were having so much fun talking. So yeah, I stayed an extra 30 minutes. Then I went back and made some margaritas for the family, and we kind of got lit. Yeah, Midsummer was crap. It was just a bad movie. But yeah, the Peach City one was nice because unlike Lake Effect, which was a great meetup. I mean, there was more people. Plus, it was outside. There were some flies, but hey, it was outside restaurant. It was a beautiful night. It was just lovely. We had two big tables, just us sitting around talking to each other. I'm sure the kids were bored out of their damn skulls, but we were great. It was good to have them along. It's like if you haven't seen a 1950s diner, that's exactly what Peach City is. You know, just like watch Happy Days. It's like a Happy Days thing. They've got the outside, where they bring the food to your car. You can eat your food in the car. So they've got like the drive-in side. They've got a walk-up window. Inside is all the old soda fountain stuff. They have the 1950s seats and the countertops. It's an absolute gorgeous place. And they've been making the same food for like 85, 86 years. So it's like this place has been around for 86 years and it was packed. I mean, just packed. The parking lot was full. The restaurant was full. The outdoor seating was full. I mean, that's the kind of place that Peach City is. And we just had a great time there talking there. But I was so happy to meet everybody. It is amazing. Peach City is fantastic. That's one place that I absolutely go to every time I go on vacation. It's literally on the way between the airport and my house. It's about 20 miles from my house through the canyon. So we always eat there. At least you didn't say go to Maddox. See, Panda Milk's, Maddox is another restaurant that's been around for a bajillion years. Hey, what's up, Jim? The Maddox restaurant. See, that was a big deal when I was a kid to go to Maddox. That's a little further down the road than Peach City, about, I don't know, 3-4 miles further down the road than Peach City. But Maddox was the shit when I was a kid. I heard, and I don't know because I haven't been there in about 40 years. It's still there, but it was a drive-in, but it was like a kind of a cool kind of drive-in where you would drive in and they had the indoor seat. To this day, I don't know what the inside of Maddox looks like because we never went inside because that was part of the kitsch. They had a drive-in thing. You drive up to your drive-in slot and then you order the food through their little microphone system thing. And then they had like a big conveyor belt with these like plastic boxes on. And, the conveyor belt would go around and it would deliver your food in front of your car and you would go bring it out and like hook it on your window and eat the food. So that was always the thing. You went there, you ordered your food, it came around on the conveyor belt and you took it and you like ate it there. Maddox, I remember it being good. I don't know how it is, but I haven't been there 40 years. But Maddox was the shit. I mean, we thought we were going somewhere special when we went to Maddox. Oh, it was beyond packed. Are we talking about Maddox or are we talking about Peach City? Is Maddox still packed? Does it still get business? I mean, it was open. Oh, Maddox is great. Yeah, I haven't been there in 40 years. But it used to be fantastic. I mean, like seriously, we thought we were going somewhere because it took about 30 minutes to drive there. We're talking about Maddox. Okay, wow. So Maddox is still a thing. That's interesting. Roy Rogers used to have the drive-through conveyor belt. Do they don't have the conveyor belt anymore there at Maddox? Do they? Ben and Swan Lake Lady? I heard they don't. But I mean, that was the draw because like we'd have to get in the car. We'd have to drive like 30 minutes through the mountains to get there. And then I had that cool little setup. Is that where the internet weirdo who called himself Maddox, who happened to be from Utah, got his name from? Seems plausible. I didn't know there was an internet weirdo named Maddox, but if he was from Utah and that was his name, that's probably where he got it. It was from that restaurant. Why not take the food home and eat it at the table? Well, one, it would take you 30 minutes to get back home. And two, it's not cool. It's not cool to have like the tray that hangs on your window and you eat it in the food and it was an experience. It was a whole experience. No, yeah, they don't have the conveyor belt thing anymore. So yeah, no reason to go to Maddox for me. So that was the meetup there. Enjoyed that. Loved meeting everybody at Matsuri. Loved meeting everybody at Lake Effect. Loved meeting everybody at Peach City. We'll do it again next year. I don't know. I don't know about Anime Matsuri next year. I don't know about going there because I loved meeting the people, but honest to God, that was a drain. That was just a big emotional and physical drain because it was just nonstop, literally 24/7. There's something going on. You're either on the floor meeting people, walking around. People are walking around with you and following you, and you're having dinner with people, and you're having drinks with people. You're going back and you're meeting and drinking with your friends, and you sleep for a couple of minutes, and you do it all over again. There was no escaping the energy of the place, and it was really, really draining. To be quite frank and honest, yeah, it was hard. I loved it, but there was just those times when you just wanted to tell everybody, just leave me alone. I just want to sit in this corner quietly and talk to maybe one other person. I don't want anybody else around me. I just want to sit here, just please leave me alone. I mean, you could go back to your hotel room, but from the convention floor to your hotel room was like a 10-minute walk. I mean, it was all inside, but it was a long way from the convention floor where the YouTube people were, because they were in the ass back of the convention. So you had to walk through the entire convention hall, go out, walk way down the hallway, go up to the second level, walk way across this breezeway to the hotel, walk through this massive hotel and grab an elevator up to your house. It was rough. It took a lot. I loved it, but I don't know if I have it in me again. If I do, I might cut off a day. Because I was there like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday, nothing really happened. That was kind of setup day. So I might go like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Most likely it would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just skip the first day. I think I would have been okay. Yes, fry sauce is 2/3 of the way to Thousand Island dressing. I think I would have been much better doing only 3 days instead of all 4 days. Because really, literally, again, nothing happened on the first day of it was just set up and people walking around. Sandra Clay says, Legal Vice is uncivil, said his feelings were hurt about you and Ozzy not inviting him to the hat shop. Please reach out to him. I'm not going to reach out to him. He's an adult. He knows. We met Kurt. He didn't say anything about it to me. Plus, Kurt has a massive skull. Kurt has a freakishly large head. I have a big head. Kurt has a freakishly large head. They don't sell any hats his size there. So it would have benefited him nothing at all to go there. Plus, also he likes to brag about the amount of money he threw down for his hat. So there's nothing that would cost near what his hat cost. Yeah, Kurt'll be fine. It was an Ozzy and I moment. It was supposed to be an Ozzy, Chandler, Flux and I moment, but Flux and Chandler came in the next day. But I'm sure at Uncivil will get over it. He never mentioned anything to us after that. So yeah. He's a big boy. He can handle it. So got no more super chats. We got about 10 more minutes here, I think, and then we'll shut it down and I'll get some sleep. Yeah, so it was. Where are we at here? Got to go all the way back down to the bottom. Chandler says Kurt was lovely to meet and talk to. Yeah, he was down there as well. See, I'm trying to think. I mentioned it before. Who all did we meet? Kurt was there. Nate the lawyer showed up with his daughters for a bit. Of course, Camelot was there. Nick was there. Critical Drinker was there. Nerdrotic was there. Chrissy Mayer was there. Lila was there. Obviously Nick. Oh, and Lady Rackets is so much fun. She is so much fun to hang with. Yeah, Cecil was there. Lofty Pixels was there. I think those are pretty much all the creators. Well, yeah, the Jessicas. They were sort of like us. They weren't really. I don't even consider myself part of the creator. They were the people I went there to meet, and Jess was there. Yeah, also Kurt had his expensive hat. Kurt will be fine. We're seeing Jessica Reloaded and Waifu Kron Jess. Of course, they were both there. They were sort of doing the meetup with all of us too. Drex showed up for about 6 minutes. Jim Satala dropping the $5 super chat. Maddox was responsible for Ricada starting a YouTube channel. Look at the lawsuit. Maddox v. Dick Masterson. Oh my God, he was part of the Dick Masterson lawsuit. Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, now I'm getting some theories. I might have to look at some of those theories. I might have to. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that somebody named Maddox was on the other side of the Dick Masterson issue. Yeah. Meat Canyon was there. I don't recall meeting him though, and I know Vic Magana was there. I didn't meet him. I saw him walking, but I don't know him. He doesn't know me, so I didn't say hi. Chandler's again texting me, cough. I know you were there, Chandler. I know Flux. I'm talking about like the super big YouTubers that we went there to meet. I mean, I was there. I know you were there, Chand. Flux got to meet Vic. Yeah, Flux and Ozzy were fanning over Vic, which they should. I love you, Chandler. You're so funny. But yeah, the group there, we had trying to think of. I mean, there was a bajillion fans over there, and I'm going to leave out a bunch of people. But there was like me, Chandler, Flux, Jessica Reloaded, Waifu Kron Jess, her man Casey, T-Rex. We had dinner with T-Rex at the infamous Loud Table dinner. Afix, he was there at the table, and some other woman, I forget her name. Interesting character. Yeah. Is Critical Drinker really Scottish? Yes, he is really Scottish. His books were even mailed from the UK, so I can confirm he's actually really Scottish. He was sitting at the table immediately to the right. Didn't say a word to him because I was intimidated. Paisley, yes, Paisley. That was her name. If you're here watching, Paisley, you're a character. You are truly a character. Oh God, Chandler. I wasn't talking about myself. Okay, I'm not sure who you were talking about. Maybe there was more to it than that. No, that was just it. Anyway, yeah, it's an Aussie. We just kind of hung out. That was a fun time. Let's see. Again, thank you, Jim, for that $5 super chat. That was very, very, very generous of you. Yeah, Paisley was a character. I'm trying to think. Then it was a lot of just hanging out with the family. Did nothing. just hung out with the family. Just, went driving around with my son, went shopping, just did some things, spent some quality time with the family. It was great. It was one of the better aside from all of these stimulus that happened at Anime Matsuri and doing the 2 other meetups. It was actually quite nice. Because I didn't have anything planned. I didn't do anything. Did nothing. Just chilled. I wake up in the morning. Of course, I would always wake up before everybody else, like right at the crack of dawn, like 5:30, 6. Everybody else was still asleep because I had jet lag. And I would just go out on my sister's patio out back, hang out with her dog. She's got 4 dogs, three dachshunds and just one big old lump of a dog. I think it mostly golden retriever. But I used to go out, sit on, grab some coffee or grab some tea, and just sit back on the patio. 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun's coming up. Just smoke a cigar and chill, and then just hang around the house. It was awesome. It was very, very relaxing. I loved it when it was happening, but I do have to admit, kind of at the end, I'm like, I didn't do anything on this vacation. But that was the point. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit with the family. It's too much of the time, vacation is more packed and much busier than real life. I didn't want to do anything. So this was really pretty much maybe the first vacation that I ever just didn't do anything. Duncan, Idaho, bringing in the super chat, the $5 super chat. Y'all should come hang out in Washington next time. There'll be a fire in the backyard and s'mores, hot dog roasting. Who's in? What part of Washington? That may be the deal breaker. It depends which part of Washington. My nana had a thick accent like Dankula, so it's easy for me to understand. I don't know. See, the critical drinker. I mean, he looked like a star. I mean, he was tall, thin, well built, just immaculately groomed. Plus, he's got the Scottish accent. Yeah, he looked like an intimidating superstar. That's why I didn't talk to him. He's literally sitting right next to me. I tried not to look in his general direction because he intimidated me. He was what you look like and thought, that's a man. Critical drinker is a man. Like a Muddy Waters man, spelled M-A-N. Yeah. Oh, people. Stop objectifying Chandler. We know Chandler's hot. Grow up, you children, you degenerate children. We know Chandler's hot. She didn't ask to be born hot. She's just got to deal with it. Jenny B says, I love critical drinker. Spokane. Mama Rose in Spokane. Duncan, Idaho, and Northwest Washington, an hour from Canada, so kind of the Vancouver-y area. Okay, we can do that. We can do the north of Seattle thing. I have a friend that lives out on Bainbridge Island. I had lots of people that lived in downtown Seattle. Lots of peeps. So yeah, all right. I was gonna say if it's like Eastern Washington, or Southeastern Washington, maybe not so much. But yeah, we can do Northwest Washington. Yeah, Chandler's rough. You got to be so hot. It's your problem. All righty. I'm not bad. I was just drawn this way. Chandler Rabbit. Okay, that's actually funny, Eric. That's actually funny. I like that. All righty. Well, we got just a couple more minutes here. So I just wanted to again say thank you all for sticking around with me for 2 weeks while I wasn't streaming. How are we doing on subscriptions? Let's look at the subscription levels here. Ew. Is this an all-time low? Let's see. We're currently at 63,627. We've lost exactly 110 subscribers since the end of the Show Business trial, but that's not a big deal. I was expecting a lot more than that, actually, so I'm glad to have everybody here. But yes, that's a recent all-time low, because we're doing this thing. I mentioned it before. I mentioned this before, way back. I think it was the 25,000. It was a 25,000. I think it was a 36,000 subscriber. YouTube, you get to these plateaus, and you get to these benchmarks, and YouTube kind of decides that, well, it's time to put you through a time of testing to see if you're worthy. And they just knock. I'm sure some of these subscribers, a lot of the subscribers, I'm sure left just because they wanted to, because people will sign up, they'll subscribe to the channel, they'll sign up for the notifications for a particular trial or something. Then when that's over, like, I have no more use for you, so they unsubscribe. Okay, that's a portion of it, no problem. And then I guess some other people just like keep getting the notifications. They're going, yeah, I don't know, I can't remember signing up to this loser. All right, let's unsubscribe. That'll take care of a portion. But also YouTube just arbitrarily will unsubscribe people from the channel, just unilaterally, and just like totally without any reason whatsoever, unsubscribe people from people's channels. That's why I'm always saying, please hit the subscribe button. And if you think you're a subscriber, please double check and make sure you're still subscribed. I started saying that from the 36,000 mark, because YouTube does this thing. I was at 36,000 for 6 weeks. And it was literally, I would gain 10 people and then I would lose 15 people overnight. I would gain 10 subscribers, lose 15 overnight. Or I'd gain 20 and lose 20. So it's zeroed out for 6 weeks. And that's kind of where we are now. I gained 15 subscribers over the last couple days. And then in the last day, I've lost exactly 16 subscribers. So it just kind of does this thing. So please hit that subscribe button. And if you have hit the subscribe button previously, just look down there and make sure you're still subscribed. We'll get there. It's not a panic thing. It's, no big worries. No big deal. We'll get our subscribers up. Just have to go through the YouTube time of testing. We'll get through it. Yeah, the random guy says I'm unsubscribed from Nick's a couple of times a month. Can't remember who it was, but one of the mods here, it was a woman. I remember saying she's been unsubscribed 9 times from me, and she's a mod. I said, they just do it. It's just a YouTube thing. YouTubes are stupid. I should have hundreds of. I agree. I should have hundreds of thousands, but baby steps. I've only been doing this a little more than a year, so I'm good. I'm good with where I am. I'm much farther along than I thought I would be, and it's all due to you awesome people. Did I miss the story of the chick in the bus? Oh, I didn't tell the story of the chick in the bus. Thank you for reminding me, Andy Strong. That'll be the closeout story for the day. The chick in the bus. Let me clear my throat here. My throat's getting a little bit tickly. All right, I'm back. One more half pour for the chick in the bus story. We'll just do a half pour, because this is really good and I want to save this. Woodford Reserve Double XO blend, available only in select duty-free stores. Ellen Walsh, I think it was your 11th subscriber. Wow, thanks. Wow, that's just about as OG as you get. I wonder who my first subscriber was. I wish there was a way. I wish there was like a way to go back with subscribers and see them in the order and whether they're still around. That would be a fun feature. All right. Oh, Flux. Nothing will beat the bedtime story I got on that Saturday night. Love you, Jeff. What bedtime story did you get on Saturday night, Flux? I remember we were laughing our damn asses off. I can't remember what the story was, though. I remember it was really funny. Give me a hint, Flux. I remember. Well, if you were there, lol, he doesn't remember classic. If you were there, you would know why we didn't remember. I'm glad Flux remembers. Flux was not imbibing. She was clear-headed. I don't remember. I do remember laughing a lot and telling stories. Oh, you got to give me a hint, Flux. Don't leave me hanging like this. What was the bedtime story? Flux, Chandler, What was the bedtime story? Yeah, alcohol was involved, of course. Dang. What was the story? Tell me what the story was as best you can, because I mean we told some very inappropriate stories that night. It was after the bear on the wall. Yeah, I remember the bear on the wall story. Don't tell me what it wasn't. Can you give me a hint as to what it was? Oh well. Or here, send it to me on Twitter. I can't remember the specific story that I just remember it was like really funny. And you're like, peace out. See that's what Anime Monster was. It was just a group of friends just laughing our asses off, telling stories and just doing dumb stuff. I got it. No, that text wasn't from you. Someone, you should. Oh yes, yeah, that story. Yeah, that wasn't the funny story. That was just a wild bedtime story. Okay, sorry to inconvenience the 335 people that are still here. Yeah, that story. That was a bedtime story. Yeah, you're right. And that's when you pieced out. Okay. Thanks for saying that to me. Yeah, okay. How could I forget that was the final story of the day? There were so many stories that I couldn't remember which story was the final story. All right. Yeah, so the lady in the bus stop. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a story. But it was violence was close at hand. No, Chandler, it was a different story. It's different than the one that you mentioned. Hang on, let me. I have to text Chandler here so she knows what story, because she that was the second to last story, the motorcycle accident story. Texting you now. This is so impersonal to me to be saying, are you 350 people? You just wait. I'm texting one person. All right, there we go. Done. All right, so here we go. Let's settle in. There was near violence. There was near violence in the airport. It's like I had been on the road for damn near 38 hours. Little more. I already texted her, Flux. I sent Chandler a message there on WhatsApp. Yeah. I'd been on the road for at least 28 hours. Really, really not having it. I was tired. Just tired. And now I have to clarify. See, Chandler doesn't remember the story. All right. Sorry, I had to clarify the story for Chandler. That's how much fun we were having. I had that Flux remind me of the story, and now Chandler remembers the story. Yeah, it's not repeatable here. That's the problem. I would share the story, but it is literally, utterly not repeatable here. Yeah. All right. So I've been on the road 28 hours. Not Tank Rat in the house. We have a last minute Tank Rat sighting. Tank Rat, member for 11 months. Glad you made it back in one piece. We're glad you're here, Tank Rat, my friend. 11 months at the Legal Vice's Fallen Angels level of membership. That's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, Tank Rat. Good to have you here. That's awesome. Yeah, so as I was like 28 hours at least on the road, probably closer to 29. I've had it. I'm done. I've had a ridiculous 6-hour plus layover delay in Seattle. I've missed my connecting flight to Busan. I've missed the transfer to the train station to get me there at like 1 o'clock in the morning. My last chance is to get on this stupid bus to spend the entire night driving diagonally across the country from upper left to bottom right hand corner of the country. I know it's going to get me home at 5:30 in the morning, and I got to be to work by 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm really unhappy about this. And by and large, Koreans are not great at standing in line. They're getting better, but standing in line is not something that Koreans by and large are good at. And there was two windows open at the bus terminal. There was the left window and the right window. Two windows open at the bus terminal. Sorry, got double D's on the mind again. Two windows were open at the bus ticketing place inside the airport. So how were they in there? There's arrows. There's arrows painted on the fucking floor. Arrows pointing. One arrow pointing, and then there's an arrow pointing out. So the idea, of course, which is like any line you stand in line, and then the first person in line goes to the next available ticketing agent. If this one's done first, you go to this person. If this one's done first, you go to that person. So I'm standing in line. There's like nobody else there. There's one person at each window, and I'm the only person in line, waiting for the left side or the right side to open. Right side opens, and some fucking cow bag walks into the out arrows and goes to this next available person. And of course, I shout at her in Korean, "There's a line here. Get in the line." And she gets mouthy with me. She's like, "Well, you're standing in line for the other window, aren't you?" I said, "No, I'm standing in line for the next available person. You stand here. You stand in the order you come here in." Well, it looks like you're standing in line for the other person. Man, look at there's fucking arrows on the floor. Look at the arrows. The arrows are pointing out. You walked in on the out arrows. Go to the back of the damn line and stand behind me and wait. You're not more important than anyone else. You're no busier than anyone else. I've been traveling for damn near 30 hours, and I'm not putting up with your rude bullshit. And then she's like, "Well, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Don't be apologizing to me in that tone of voice. You're not sorry. You're being a selfish," I can't remember what did I call her in Korean? Like a crazy woman. It's sort of like kind of the equivalent of a bitch. You know, it's like basically calling her a crazy bitch. You're just being a selfish, crazy bitch. Now get to the back of the line. And the ticketing lady, she was laughing. What? So yeah, that was our. Yes, you wait, you smunt. Exactly. I wish there was a good word like smunt in Korean. But yeah, there's. Oh, geez, dumb cowbag. Yeah, I was to the point where you did not want to mess with me. Yeah, is there a Korean Karen? I don't want to get in trouble with Korean netizens, but they call it gapcheon here. It's like gapcheon is like a sense of entitlement. You know, that wealth or your perceived wealth or perceived importance or actual importance, you know, it's that sense of entitlement. They call it gapcheon here. Yeah, so the gapcheon is like that's the Korean equivalent of a Karen. So yeah, back of the line, bitch got back of the line. That fucking cowbag. I will never let someone step in front of me in line, but I'm usually not as verbal about it. I'll just kind of think, back of the line there. But yeah, she just triggered me hard. So I lit into her. And thankfully, she wasn't on my bus, so I didn't have to have an awkward conversation with her or be in the same airspace with her for 5.5 hours. So Yeah, just get in damn line. I hate that. I mean, I've had people like getting in line for a subway ticket. I'm just standing there, and some old lady will just walk in front of me, and I'm like, "Excuse me, there's a line back here." Hey, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. You didn't see a giant, fat, fucking white man standing in front of you. What did you think? I was a fucking support pillar for the room here? Don't give me this shit. You didn't see me. You're just a rude human being. Yeah, I get that a lot. Now I've yelled myself hoarse again. Yeah, well, it wasn't 34 hours. It was 34 hours total. It wasn't 30. It was about 28, 29 at that point. So, yeah. Yeah, this little woman saying, "I didn't see you." Yeah, that didn't sit well with me either. How many shots in? I'm not doing a show. We've sipped two over the past 2 hours. So, you know, it has nothing to do with alcohol. It's just rage. It's just rage of that sense of entitlement, that sense that, oh, you know, I know that you're waiting in line, but I'm more important than you. I'm busier than you, so therefore I get to cut in front. I hate that. That's just absolutely, it pisses me off. Now, if you're like I've let several people, of course, if someone goes like, "Hey, my gate is closing in 15 minutes. Do you mind if I go in front of you?" Oh, hell yeah, get in there. But don't just fucking walk in front of me. I hate that. Kelly R. Imagine her getting that last bus ticket, lol. Yeah, thankfully she wasn't on my. I think I might have gotten. I know she got a ticket, so she was going somewhere else. But I think actually for my bus, I got the last bus ticket. There may have been one seat or something after me. How do you? Does being a support pillar get you on planes for free right next to the support emu? Yeah. How do you go about spelling that name you called the lady in the Michinyan? Yeah, that's you need to add that to don't add that to your vocabulary. That's like one of the worst things you can call a woman. Yeah. Like whatever in your particular language that you all speak, whatever the worst thing you can possibly call a woman, that's what it is in Korean. Korean swear words are just, we should have like a Korean swear word. But yeah, it's calling someone a crazy woman is like the worst thing you can call a woman here. My legally blind Korean aunt just told me a story about some fat white guy assaulting her in a bus station. Lol. Didn't assault her. I verbally assaulted. Yeah. And she was definitely not blind because she looked on in shock and horror when I started screaming at her in Korean. Before you showed your hand and knowing the language, it would have been funny if she started talking stuff about you in Korean. Oh, that happens a lot. Not cunt is losing its bite. I need a new one. Yeah, this is sort of the Korean equivalent of calling someone a cunt. Or a stupid cunt or something like that, you know. Crazy cunt. Crazy cunt's not really a thing. But anyway. Yeah. Bobby Baloney. This is the worst things I can call a woman are not things you've heard before. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, it used to happen a lot more. Now Koreans are aware that there's a lot of foreigners that speak Korean. But it used to happen like both ways. Foreigners would just assume that Koreans can't speak English and talk shit about Koreans and find out sometimes with painful results that they actually do understand what you're saying, and vice versa. People talking about me all the time, and I'll normally, if it's just funny, I'll let it go. But normally, whether it's good or bad, if it's like girls saying cute things, and I'll just give them like little whenever, if they get off first, or if they leave the area. I shouldn't say get off first. If they leave the area or I leave the area first, I'll just usually give like a, "Hey, it was nice to meet you, girls," or, "Oh, hey, I resemble those remarks," or something like that. But if they're saying something bad, I'll just sort of let them say their thing, and then on the way out or on their way out, just say something like, "You might want to be careful. You never know who speaks your language." To which is just met with looks of shock and horror. Chat, what the hell? Wow. Chat. Wow. All right. Good grief. And it's the women. See, this proves my point that women are far more degenerate than men are. Dudes, see, women think men are degenerate. No, women are far more degenerate than men are. Across the board. Women think that men just sit around and tell locker room stories about, yeah, man, that chick we banged, or, oh yeah, Susie Rottencrotch, man, she was a hot bang there. We don't talk about that. We don't get into details with other guys about what we do with a woman. We might go, oh, yeah, I was out on a date last night. It ended up pretty good. Went back to my place and had a good time. That's about it. Man, we don't get into details of what we do with women. That's just weird. We don't do that. And women think that men's bathrooms are probably horrible places. Nah, the worst you're going to see in a men's bathroom is maybe a toilet seat left up with some odd spots on the toilet rim. Dude, go, if you get a chance in a public restroom, go in a woman's restroom. I learned that lesson when I was 16. Working at Albertson's grocery store closing. I would have to go in and clean the women's bathroom at the end of the day. Jeebus effing Christmas. Men's bathrooms are not that gross. Go to a woman's bathroom. Good God. Toilet paper stuffed in the toilets. It's overflowing because women can't use 4 squares of paper. It's just... It's like half the damn roll of toilet paper per person. It blocks up the pipes. The garbage baskets, the waste baskets are just full of toilet paper. There's women's hygiene products, messy and not just scattered about the place. Just crap all over. Not like literal crap. It's like garbage all over the floor. Women's restrooms are horrific. And guys, you can also back me up. If you've ever surreptitiously listened to a conversation with your wife or girlfriend and their friends, good God. I can't think of the times I had to tell my ex-wife, would you please not talk about our life with other people? I mean, the stories they would tell are like just shockingly graphic. And I'm like, what? No. Women are far worse than men. We are very, very simple creatures. Anyway, don't know how we got off on that tangent. Really? The men's were always worse, Jillian? I'm surprised to hear that. I've never seen a men's bathroom that was in worse condition than any female restroom that I've seen. Huh. What else? Right. What in the world is going on here? I step away for 5 minutes at work and come back and all this potty talk. That's kind of what I'm wondering. I'm sure it was my fault. Yeah. Entire toilet. Really? Huh. Whatever, Bobs. I think anyway, doesn't matter. Both are gross, but in different ways. That's possible. John Gordon, men's restrooms are grosser because they have dicks and can piss all over. No, women's are worse because they don't want to sit down on the toilet. And they piss all. Anyway, all right, enough of this. All right, shut up. Everybody shut up. Stop. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Stop. Tank Rat. Thank you so much, Tank Rat, for gifting 20 Legal Vices memberships. Holy crap. Daisies and roses. Exactly, Chandler. Daisies and roses, everybody. Daisy and roses. Daisy and roses. Daisies and roses. That's all we want to talk about here. And on a wall, I didn't know Chrissy Mayer was so bootylicious till I saw her wedding pics. Chrissy is easy on the eyes. Chrissy is an attractive woman. Hayden, Nick, Camelot, Ryan, the editor, and I, we hung out with Chrissy and the Lila Hart in the swimming pool. So yeah, Chrissy's easy on the eyes, and she knows she's easy. Daisies and rainbows and all the good things, sugar and spice and everything nice. Thank you, Tank Rat, so much for those 20 Legal Vices membership. Utah was so fun. What do you mean Utah was so fun? What are you talking about, Flux? Utah? UT, University of Texas? Utah? Utter Terror was so fun. All right, everybody. You know I have problems shutting. Oh, it was so fun. All right, there you go. You know I have problems stopping talking. It's 1 a.m. I'm all right, Spatha. You just crossed the line. Go. You're in the penalty box for the rest of the night. Chrissy and Sailor Moon costume was great. Yeah, it was kind of cute. Right, here we go. Everybody, join me tomorrow. We've got currently 319 people. See, all this potty talk it drove 30 people away. Tomorrow will be O.J. Simpson with Chandler Remington. We'll get back to the testimony of what's her face, Fung's assistant. Her name, again, because I'm tired, her name is skipped. Mazzola, Andrea Mazzola. We'll be getting back to her testimony. I have no idea where we left off. We'll just pick it up again and go from there. So tomorrow will be O.J. Simpson, and then Friday will be F It Friday. Bring all of your money and throw it at my feet. Let's see if we can get me 30 shots in. We need 30 shots is my goal. I need it. I've been far too sober the past 2.5, 3 weeks. We need to rectify that. Bring all your money and throw it at me. $100 shots. Like I said, we'll have a basic whiskey for the aggregate of $100, and for the actual $100 shots, we'll be doing a more premium whiskey for as long as I can differentiate between the two. 30 shots is my goal. So let's do that on Friday. Let's get me up to 30 shots. JKD Buck says epic fornicate at Friday. Yes, intercourse at Friday, but we need to go to F because it's F it. We need to go with fornicate. You are. Yeah, 30 shots is the goal. 30 shots. My record is 37 shots, but I did a lot of game prep for that. That was epic. The 37 shots day. That wasn't even the one that I had to take down. That was I think the 1 or 2 before that. But yeah, the 37 shots, that was the record. But I really, really did a lot of game prep for that one. And I'll be jet lagged, so I don't even know how many bottles is 30 shots. It's about 1.25 bottles. There's 22, 23 shots in a bottle. So yeah, it'd be like a bottle and a quarter. Done it before. This Friday is an F It Friday. Yes, it is. Hey Joe, be there. Bring your pile of cash. I thought it was just going to be I'm predicting it won't be as long as usual because I'm jet lagged, I'm tired, and I don't know how much game prep I'm going to, because you got to eat a lot of carbs, you got to get a lot of rest, you have to get some meat in you, you got to have the right foods to drink while you're going, you got to stay hydrated. So, we'll see how we go. We'll see how it goes. I'm expecting it to be kind of an abbreviated one because I'll probably have to tap out, but that's my goal. 30 shots is the goal. Let's see if we can do it. That'll be Friday, F It Friday. And then I don't know what we'll do over the weekend. We'll do whatever happens. So that's it, people. Yeah, that's crazy, man. You're pickling your liver, dude. Nah, it's just one day a month. Yes, I know my bottle measurements. Yes, I do. I'm the whiskey guy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Deeply appreciate you, mods. And to Big D's Danielle, our newest mod. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting all of you in Houston, in Salt Lake, and in Brigham City. We'll do, as part of F It Friday, we'll do all of the loot that I was gifted and the loot that I bought. We'll kind of do that as the evening goes on. Give the appropriate thanks and shout outs where they're deserved. Mods, thank you for being here again. Danielle, thank you for being our newest mod. You didn't ask for it, but I made you one anyway. So do with that what you will. Chat, you are the greatest chat on the internet. And I appreciate all of you that stuck around from the beginning. I was asleep and I missed the first 20 minutes of my own damn show. Appreciate the 130 of you that were waiting for me. Appreciate everybody sticking around during the vacation. You stuck with me. You waited for me to come back. You guys are my ride or die crew. Somebody's rating us. Who's rating us? Uncivil Law just rated us. You're just in time for the end. But hey, we can use your likes. We're literally shutting this down. But if you're coming here from Uncivil Law, just hurry and smash that like button in the next 30 seconds while I shut this down. Okay, well now we got rated. So now I have to look and see who I'm going to raid. I forgot to do that. Let's see who can we raid here. And then we'll shut it down. Let's look at our raid. Who are we going to raid, peeps? I don't know who is going live right now. Did y'all like my thumbnail? I like my Lawrax, the Vice-cation Redux. I like that AI generated. That was a very simple prompt. Lawrax on vacation, and I got this cool thumbnail. I love this thumbnail. It generated 5 thumbnails I couldn't choose from. So I asked Chandler for her opinion, and she liked this one. And this was also the one I was leaning towards. So that solidified it. All right. The people that are currently available that I can see on this redirect thing, the people that I can see that are available right now are Radix Verum, Nicholas Starov, and Judge Alex Mann. Okay, we don't need to go to Judge Alex Mann. I'm going to send you guys to Radix Verum. She is an awesome, amazing person. Yeah, we're going to send you to Radix Verum. She's been on a few of the F at Friday streams. She's been on a stream here. She's doing a deal on the FBI's Governor Whitmer Fednapping hoax. This is a very serious issue, and she is doing a lot of investigative journalism. She's preparing a documentary on this. It's a very, very serious issue, and it's something that you should be very interested in. So I'm going to send you guys over to Radix Verum. Please let her know that Legal Vices just gave her a raid. Let her know that you guys are watching, and if give her a crack. If you like what she's doing, subscribe to her channel and like the video. If she's not your cup of tea, Nick Starov is doing his own stream. Go check out Radix Verum. This is a very important topic, and she is one of, if not the leading expert on this topic at this point in time. So everybody, again, mods, thank you. Danielle, thank you for not telling me to unmod you. Vice chat, the Vice Squad is the best chat on the internet. Thank you for all the support. We'll see you tomorrow for OJ and Friday, F at Friday. In fact, I'm going to make sure we invite Radix for F at Friday this time around. Go say hi. Let her know it's a Vice's raid. Talk to you all. See you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK, 10 p.m. Korea, and 11 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Lawrax out. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.